Hello everyone, my name is Michael, I'm CEO for Aperio, and we're building a lie detector for machines. Now, in an increasingly connected world, we're measuring everything. And I'm talking about quantities like temperature, pressure, energy generation, consumption, etc. And we trust these remote sensors to tell us the truth of what's going on in reality. We have no choice. You want to do predictive maintenance, you need to trust your sensors. You want to do adaptive billing, trust your sensors. Grid stability, sensors, no choice. And this is why data quality is such a huge and also rising issue. This is exactly where Aperio comes in. What we do is we verify that what you see in your control room, your billing systems, is what's actually going on in reality, in the real world. We do this for, we do this for stuff like, for power generation plants and transmission. This is our verticals that we focus at currently. And the way we do it is via fingerprinting the physical patterns of equipment and processes. Okay? We deploy no hardware. This is a software-only solution. We do this by connecting to existing collection and aggregation, data aggregation systems. It's very lightweight. It also makes it cheaper, by the way. And today, we work with several very prominent utilities in Europe and Israel, EDP, Enel, and others. We have our open round of investment that we're closing nowadays, and we'll be happy to talk more. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Michael. I'm CEO for Aperio, co-founder. And we've built a lie detector for machines. Now, why did we do that? So there are two main changes going on today in the world that warrant this need. The first one is digitalization. We're measuring today everything around us. I'm talking about physical stuff like pressure in a pipe, temperature of your house. You want to do smart meters, you need to measure physical stuff. You want to do predictive maintenance, physical measurements, adaptive power rates, etc., etc. Smart climate, that's the same. And this is everywhere, right? We all heard about the explosion of IoT. It's rising exponentially, both in the industrial world and the personal use world. The other change, which worries me much more, is a little story that happened 3 days ago. Perhaps you heard of it. Yet another wave of ransomware hit many companies around the world, in Europe mainly. Small companies like Maersk, the shipping company, got brought down. And my personal favorite, the Chernobyl radiation monitoring, you know, like the famous nuclear explosion. Perhaps you heard of it. So the monitoring systems went down because they were infected. So I've been in this industry for quite some time, and that's kind of scary, okay, even on my scale. And this is where we come in. So what does Aperio do? So our core technology, patent pending, et cetera, is fingerprinting physical signals. We understand how they should look like when they're transmitted to us. And that way, we can detect both data forgery and sensor malfunctions. What that means is that it doesn't matter what's going on, whether your sensor is breaking down or you're being hacked by remote people or by insider threats, you will be able to sustain state awareness. You know what's going on with your equipment, whether in the plant or remotely, no matter what happens. We do this completely non-intrusive, no headache for your operators, very low TCO. We plug in only to existing data collection and storage systems, and we do the monitoring. So very easy to pilot, very easy to deploy. Our team, very highly skilled and very multidisciplinary. You can see on the right the beach so you should come visit our offices. Okay, we promise coffee and a good view, but very multidisciplinary, because we need experts in engineering, in physics, in dynamical systems, but of course also in software engineering, and most importantly, cybersecurity experts. Most of the guys have background in the Israeli military intelligence, but also companies like Checkpoint, CloudLock, etc. That's the button. Today we're working with small companies, perhaps you've heard of some of them, okay? And more importantly, the partners and platforms that we're working with. These are the existing systems you already have in your plants. We integrate with that. We don't deploy anything new. As I said, very simple. We just got last month a certification with OSIsoft. We're now the official partner. They're the prominent, the market leader for these data storage and aggregation systems. So that's good for us. We won a bunch of awards. This month, we got Gartner's Cool Vendor Award, and also from the International Society of Automation, Prize for Technical Innovation. So just to wrap up, our approach is very unique. We combine physical understanding to provide cybersecurity value and data quality. We have a wide range of IoT usage, even though we currently specialize in power generation transmission facilities. And our vision, which will eventually happen, is Aperio Inside. Every sensor in the world that transmits physical data will be verified by Aperio's algorithms before it's used by other platforms. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hello, I'm Michael from Aperio. We're the lie detector for machines, and we're back from the dead. So seriously though, the whole premise of our approach and product is that we're riding the explosion of IoT devices, both for industrial automation and personal usage, that brings with it an explosion of sensor data, physical measurements, etc. And we're exactly in the right position, in a unique angle, to ride that wave. It's already today hundreds of billions of dollars market. We just need to capture a small part of it. It will be happy. We have a very deeply technological product, and we have the correct technological team to make it happen, to make it work well. We are actually now closing an investment round, hopefully next month, which is technically oversubscribed, but we're delaying it a little bit to get more, let's say, smart money on board. Some of the utilities here hopefully will join. And that's it. That's Aperio.
You didn't give us much insight on your financials. So revenue, you didn't give us much insight on your financials. So where are you as far as commercial traction, revenues?
So we're a classical seed stage company. We have paid pilots. They're paid, but they're pilots. Basically, the way we think about it is you do a pilot with a company like EDP, that is currently happening. If they like you, they install you in one plant. If they like you working there, they install you basically everywhere. And the upscale there is much easier, right? Basically, like the same situation we have with Enel and others. The Israeli power plant, power company is the same situation. So basically, since we need about between 10 and 15 plants to break even, that's, if we do well only at EDP, we're already good, right? So no pressure, Luis, but just saying, Yeah.
Do you have a question? You're talking about the project and the Internet of Things, and we happen to be in an energy forum at the moment. Are you targeting other verticals?
I apologize. Can you repeat the question?
Are you targeting other markets other than energy with your technology?
That's an important point. So the technology is good for any physical sensing, okay? From a smart car, smart home, smart manufacturing facility, or even dumb manufacturing facility, actually. We're focusing on power generation transmission currently, mostly from a product aspect. We have proof of concepts with other technologies, specifically with mining operation and gas transportation companies. But basically, because we're a small team, you have to focus. The technology will work. We just need more money to scale and sell to other people.
Okay, just one other question as well. So it's basically a data play. You're handling data and analyzing data. Does the data have to leave the jurisdiction that it's generated in for processing, or does it stay?
Not at all. So we don't care. We're a purely software solution. Some of our customers deploy it basically as a Linux box, as a server on-premise. It's their data, it's their network. We don't have to connect. Other customer, at least one, deployed it on their virtual private cloud, which is also good for us. For us, it's the same. So if you have data issues, it's yours, it's on-premise. If you don't mind and you want a discount, put it on the cloud. It's better for us. Yeah.
So if I understand your technology correctly, you're using the fact that physical sensing always has noise and all kinds of things in it that are sort of a signature, if you want, of the sensor, right? So that's how I understand it. So if that signature changes, something is odd. Now, but that needs to happen before the signal gets digitalized, if I understand correctly. So don't you have to be sort of right at the face of the sensor? And then how does that work from an implementation and using third-party sensors point of view?
Okay, I love this question. We get that sometimes because basically, well, dude, what you're telling me shouldn't be possible. Like, what's the magic? Okay, so yes, actually we look at the information way after it's digitalized, way after, and we see the same forced information as the operator. So what's the magic? That's basically the core, like 90% of our effort is how to do this with fluctuations that go after digitalization. You still have a lot of, we call redundant information within the slight variations of the reading that you have like every second, okay? So you don't have to have the analog signal, like you don't have a cable there, because that would be impractical. Like no one will actually let us deploy, that's not realistic. So we had to learn how to do the statistics and the feature extraction and the signal analysis on the digitalized information. There's no other way. Yeah. Okay?
Thank you.
We had a really interesting discussion, and we want to discuss every single one of the companies, but there was one winner that, because of the reasons I'll mention later, came up on top, and I think it was pretty unanimous, and that is our wild card, Aperio.
Congratulations. Can I just get that microphone back if you wouldn't mind, because I would love to hear Gina's reasons why Michael and the company were so outstanding.
Yeah, I think I started talking about it earlier. It's a sector which we believe it's not yet clear who's going to be the winner, and we believe that there's going to be multiple winners. There's not just one cybersecurity solution. We believe that a lot of these technologies that are coming out today are going to be complementary. So we think that it's a huge market. We think there's a lot of space, and there's no strong incumbents. So it's, easier, if you like, than in some other sectors for a startup to be able to get some traction. And you're going to be taken immediately international, and also we think applicability for other sectors. Of course, the energy sector is important, but there's a lot of other sectors as well. So we're not concerned about margins or business model in that sense. So there are a lot of good reasons, because you're in the right sector is one of them. But congratulations to you. Congratulations.
Again, the wild card. Go ahead, please.
So,
guys, for a photo call, but you have your moment in the
one
sun.
second, yeah. So first of all, thank you very much to all the judges. But a different aspect. So we, with the 12 startups, we talked about it yesterday and today, and we've decided between ourselves to take the money and donate it or invest it somehow, basically into the causes, back into the causes of Free Electrons program as a whole. We decided it's before we know who win. So, to be honest, we're not exactly sure what we're going to do with that. But for now, Guinness. So, yeah. So.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
So,
I'll take this, and you guys are going to take a photograph. If you can ask for your indulgence, as I welcome back Laura, Michael Bear, and Gina. Let's all come in here for a quick photo. And again, another round of applause for all of the participants. Great.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael, CEO of Aperio, and we are the lie detector for machines. We're able to verify that the information that your equipment is sending back to you accurately represents reality. Now, why is that important? So there are two changes happening right now in the world. The first one is an explosion of sensors. We're measuring pressure in a gas pipe, voltage in a transformer, distance from your smart car to the wall, etc., etc. Just ask Osnet, who already have about 1.5 million sensors owned. The other change is a rise of hacking incidents targeting industrial infrastructure and plants. Every time I show this slide, I change the story, and I always have something new to show. Okay? Both of these things are not a theory anymore. They're happening right now. Wolf Creek specifically, a small power plant in Kansas powering most of the city. I wouldn't like my neighborhood power plant to be hacked, especially if it's nuclear. Now, this is where we come in. Our patented core technology is able to fingerprint physical signals. That means that any change from the correct physical pattern, we're able to detect. So no matter if you're hacked by an external hacker, insider threat, or your sensor is just malfunctioning, we're able to detect and restore your state awareness. Okay, so your operators can make the right decisions based on top of accurate, correct information. We do this completely non-intrusively, only using your existing monitoring systems, data collection, and storage. Low TCO and zero headache for your operators, which is perhaps the most important part. A very skilled team. Most of us served in the Israeli Army intelligence, but also very multidisciplinary, because as you understand, the solution is highly technological and has to gather knowledge from different sides of the spectrum, both from physics, information security, algorithms, etc. We already have signed deals with all of these companies. We're proud to say that EDP this month earlier went from being a customer to a strategic investor. Also, we're already working with some of the leading data platforms and integrators on the market. To wrap up, we won a bunch of awards, including Gartner and Enel. And our vision is to have Aperio inside, so that every sensor in the world, before its data is used, will first be verified by us to make sure that it's accurate, real-time, and reliable. Thank you very much.
How about Aperio? Do you provide predictive insights for industrial machines?
Yeah, so the important distinction here is we do provide predictive insights into the sensor health, okay? So we are not the world's best experts in turbines or pipes. We are very good at understanding how the sensors are acting up or not. So we can tell you, change that sensor, check that up, include that in your routine maintenance on the data level, okay? State awareness is the key for us.
So Aperio, another one for you. What types of cyber attacks keep utilities up at night?
So it depends on the utility, and depends who exactly is up at night, right? The CISO is always up at night, but seriously though, it's all a question of probability versus damage, right? If your generation facility goes down for half a day, maybe no one even notices because it wasn't used, because the green energy was good that day. I don't know. If the turbine is blown up, well, actually, you know, the blades break, then you just lost $200 million because it's usually not covered in your insurance with your provider. And then the CEO is not sleeping because he just lost $200 million. Okay, and then everyone are awake. So you understand. Usually what really drives people is the high impact, high visibility attacks that obviously are more rare, but once they happen, you're really screwed.
So Aperio, attacks today on industry, do they go beyond ransomware to try and take actually control of the grid? And can you protect them from this eventuality?
Right, so let's split the question to two. There's the technical question, which is yes, but that's a different story. The interesting part is motivation. Okay, if we step into the mind of the hacker for a second, it depends what are your motivations. If you're a nation player, let's say you're Russia, and you're trying your tools on, let's say, Ukraine, just to take a hypothetical example that never happened a year ago. So in that case, what you care about, it's not a question of money. You really want to shut down capabilities. Okay? And the two main strategic capabilities that any nation has is power generation and communications. So that is a very high priority target. And just to make sure that is already happening, the only thing is it's like nuclear weapon. Okay? You don't shoot it all the time, right? You want the capability to shoot it in case of emergency, if you want to do a warfare event. Okay? So it is very possible that you already are infected by sleeper malware that doesn't do anything interesting so far. The other side is more organized crime. Again, Eastern Europe has a very bad reputation in that as well. And that is also, that is let's say, the motivation is completely monetary. And there, the interesting part is, well, when you do ransomware, what do you hold hostage, right? Usually ransomware takes hostage information, but in this case, you can hold ransom either the operation capabilities or the equipment itself. Okay, it did happen before. I know at least one story that I cannot share with you. I apologize. But as always, if you hear of one, that means that 100 happened, but no one is talking about it. Okay?
We heard from 12 exciting startups from around the world as they pitch their products and services. We've had many insightful questions from the audience as well. So looking at the poll results from Pigeonhole, the winner is Aperio for Best Pitch of the Day. Congratulations. Well, congratulations, Aperio.